Pokemon GO trainers, welcome to episode 25 of the Lured Up Creator Series, the podcast bringing your favorite content creators to talk about their work, process, and the game that brings it all together, Pokemon GO. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Tuesday, March 23rd. I'm your host, Ken Pescatore, and I'm very excited this week to be joined by the one and only Reversal. Gio, what's up, man? Welcome back.
What's up, Ken?
Dude, I'm so fucking excited to have you on, man. It's so great. I love how this all came together. Like, I shot you a message on Twitter. We were going back and forth, and you're like, yo, I'm ready right now.
Dude, I feel so bad because I didn't say... I saw your message, and then I, sort of forgot. And then I was listening to you on Spotify while I was, on about my Go grind. I was like, oh, shit. I still have a DM.
You were fine. I'm like, yo, I'm on my way home from work right now. I was like, as soon as I get home, I'll set this shit up and we'll knock this out. So yeah. I'm very excited, man. It's good to have you back, man. And yeah, welcome to the show, man. So psyched to have you here. So why don't you take a quick moment to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your channel, and then we'll kind of dig into the content.
All right. My name is Gio. I'm from the Netherlands. I am a English-speaking content creator on YouTube and Twitch. I mostly cover Pokemon Go, but then also now main series Pokemon, Pokemon Sword and Shield, and obviously the future things that will be released as well. So I'm primarily on Twitch now. In fact, I used to be on YouTube. But I kind of transitioned over to Twitch a little bit here and there.
Nice. Yeah, that's definitely something I want to talk about because, I don't think that's necessarily that weird a thing to talk about now in this day and age of how, we have these different platforms that kind of have the ebb and flow of where the community goes and how they consume their content. And I think it's really interesting, especially in the Pokemon space, how things kind of have transitioned, from YouTube to Twitch, and then we see some stuff coming back to YouTube. And
right.
I think that this mix is awesome. I mean, it's great for the consumer. It's amazing for the person watching the content because they get all this cool stuff to watch, whether it's pre-produced content, live stream content, whatever it is. There's so many options that are out there. So it really provides a nice, robust content mix and diversification of not just the games, but the style of production that comes along with, having produced content versus live stream content. So that's really awesome. It really is.
It's like a really long video. like hours.
Like hours.
Yeah, it really is like that. And from what I notice is when I'm going live is people just doing their laundry and stuff, and then when I freak out, then they come back and they're type a bunch of emojis in the chat, and then they go, it's great. I love it.
Oh man, that's awesome, dude. That's so funny. So let's start at the beginning. How were you introduced to the Pokemon franchise? When did you first hear of Pokemon?
Goodness. I was 11 or 12. So it's funny because in the Netherlands, so it got released, I think 2 years after or a year after the whole hype happened in the US. So it's even like here because you guys got it like after Japan.
Right.
So I was I was 12 years old, which is 8th grade here. And it got on TV and you couldn't get around it anymore. Like the entire country was obsessed, parents included. Like, oh my goodness, you hear my mom talking about Pikachu. That's weird.
Yeah.
But it was a thing.
That's wild. Yep. It was a cultural phenomenon. It was it was everywhere.
It was the cartoon, and then it was the card game, and there was the Game Boy. Like it all kind of I don't even remember in what order, but it kind of felt like it came at the exact same time. And I was a blue kid.
Nice. Yep. I'm sure Adam will be very happy. My co-host from Lured Up, he just texted me. He's like, yo, tell Rev I said what's up. But yeah, anytime anyone says blue, he's just like, fuck yeah, all right.
Let's go, Adam.
But no, that's awesome. So you were there kind of from the beginning. And you were right at the age to kind of align yourself with the narrative, which is always exciting. Adam was the same way. He was 10 years old, so it just worked out really well. It's like, yeah, man, you actually could live like the trainer. You were like Ash. It really spoke to Adam because it just aligned with his
Yeah.
age and the vibe. It was like, yeah, it made real sense. Not me, man. I'm a fucking old man, so it was like I was like out of high school already and shit. So I was like,
So
I
how was
was
that for you though? Like whenever that got released, were you like,
you
"Oh,
know
what's this kid shit?" You know?
no, it was I was all in from day one.
Oh,
So
dude,
it
that's
was like,
sick.
yeah, I because I was older, I was already playing like Magic the Gathering and other D&D and tabletop games,
Oh,
Warhammer 40K. So I was like in the gaming culture, the tabletop gaming
right.
culture at the time. And uh
Sweaty t-shirts.
yeah, oh dude,
Oh
yeah,
my
like fucking
god, dude.
stinky cons,
Bro,
like
that's
all that
one
shit.
thing. Okay, if there's one thing from the pandemic that I don't miss, it is that. Going
Yeah.
to tabletop games, shops, and sweaty dudes sitting there with
Yeah.
a Magic the Gathering card doing
Yep,
draft and
yep.
shit. Dude, that's one thing that I don't miss.
Like everyone's wearing white t-shirts, but they're kind of yellow. It's
And you
like
got that little butt crack sitting in there.
dude, there's that one dude who has the Instagram channel of him like praying behind everyone's ass
Yes,
crack,
that went
Yep.
viral. That went super viral like a
That
couple of
shit is
years
so fun.
ago. He
That's
got
so funny.
banned.
I
Did you?
know.
Oh my gosh.
I love that. But no, for me it was wild because I actually I worked for Wizards of the Coast when the TCG came out. So I was hosting tournaments for the
Oh,
TCG in 1999 at brick and mortar Wizards of the Coast stores. So it was
wow.
like I'm like,
Do you have
I was heavy duty.
did you get to take anything home from Wizards of the Coast? Because that's like value now.
Dude, I do, and I busted some of it out yesterday. I did like we have a Zoom call every week for our patrons, and we do a Go one and a TCG one, and I busted out some of the shit. I also hosted tournaments at like Toys R Us. So like
Oh, rip.
when the original games were out, Red and Blue, and you could like go to Toys R Us with your link cable and get your Mew. Like I hosted those events,
Oh,
so it
that's
was like
amazing.
so I have like the coins, the original coins that were they look like Pogs. They were just like
Yeah.
cardboard, but they had Pikachu. They say Toys R Us in the back.
So you're like the Gandalf of Pokemon in a
Dude,
sense.
that's it. Yep, I'm like Gandalf, but I look like Gimli. I'm more like I look like Gimli, but yeah, I'm old as hell. I'm like Gandalf the Grey for
But
sure.
that's great though, because like you got to like you for most of us that grew up on Pokemon, it's kind of like a big blur, but like for you it's like so vivid because you can really like you know exactly like what was going on in the moment in time in your life because it was such a massive thing when it did
Yeah.
happen.
And because of that, because I was an adult and already collecting cards, I have like all my original TCG cards from back in the day. All of them are sleeved. All of them are in binder. Like I took care of everything. I didn't have to worry about like most kids they had all their shit in like a shoebox getting shuffled around and all jacked up. It's like all my stuff is like still crispy clean because I was an adult,
Dude, if looks could kill right now, you'll be dead, man.
but that's crazy, man. But so what about content itself? What inspired you? So you were into the game as a kid, but
Uh-huh.
what inspired you to start, making content? Even because I know that, we've
Just
talked
content in
before about this.
general?
Yeah, content in general. I know you were doing stuff, prior to Go, you were doing
Yeah.
other mobile stuff.
Right. So, geez, that's like 7 and a bit years ago. That's so long. So my way of traditionally, my way of getting started is not like anyone else. Like it was like a nuisance. Like
Yeah.
I didn't start because I wanted to start. I started because I was playing this game. It's called Knights and Dragons, and my guild mates kept and friends they kept asking me questions like, "How do you get gold and armors?" And I was like, "Dude, I'm getting tired of answering these questions, and nothing has changed. Funny enough, when you go on Twitch, I got the same questions over and over. So I just figured, like, fuck it, I'm gonna just make a video, post it onto my channel. You can still find it, like if you search my oldest videos. And I made a couple of videos, and then my friends quit, and I still enjoyed it, and I quit for a couple of days, and then I got a comment from someone, and he said like, "Where's your next video?" I thought they were trolling me, like my
Nice.
friends,
Yeah.
but it turned out it was someone like literally someone who just found the channel, and then something along the lines of like people starting putting UYT in their name and stuff like that was a new thing, like that they didn't do
Yeah,
that,
absolutely.
and that was smart. So I got to 100 subs. And then after doing it for a couple of months, I got to 1,000. Got my first paycheck. I was like, "Yo, I could do this part time." And then now we're here.
That's awesome, man.
Seven
And
years.
so what was the decision like to create content in English? Being, speaking Dutch and being bilingual. Like, what was it like to make that decision? Like, was there an kind of a this aha moment? Like, maybe I should start creating content in English.
So in the Netherlands, we got 17 million people, or 80, I don't even know. Like we got a small, the population is very small, and then there's people from Belgium as well, and the islands who also speak Dutch. So I'm saying like 25 million people understand the Dutch language versus like so many more. So it's like it's smart decision. I was like, maybe I could, you know, learn some presenting skills by doing it in English. And then it kind of became a thing. And now when I try to talk Dutch when I'm making a video or on stream, it feels really like out of place because I'm so used to it now.
Right, right. Interesting.
So it's just reach, basically.
Yeah, yeah, that makes total sense, and that you had the foresight to kind of, look forward in your career. So that's interesting. That's really cool. That's awesome to hear. And like, let's talk about now the boom of Pokemon Go. So transition into 2016, the game comes out, people are going fucking bonkers. Obviously, people are exceptionally hungry for content and information. So,
Yeah.
what was that like transitioning from other mobile games? Because I know you played like the Supercell stuff too. Because I still
Yeah.
play fucking Clash Royale every day. But like, what was it like, that transition, not only as a player to start playing Pokemon Go, but then to start building a brand and content around Go when the boom was happening in 16?
Yeah, so that was a weird one for me because I was already established. As in, I had my silver plaque. You got the silver plaque from YouTube when you had 100,000 subs. So I was there already. I was already like making a full time income of it. Um, I don't know, man. Like when Go came out, I was like, I don't want to do this staying at home anymore, doing this mobile game, trying to come up with content anymore. So I just dipped.
Yeah.
Like I made a really bad, or like I made a really risky career choice that really worked out in a sense. Because Pokemon Go was so overwhelming. And it's actually kind of funny, but the very first Go live stream was actually mine, like on YouTube on its entirety. Because
Oh,
I
hell yeah,
like
nice.
I we got wind of the app going live in Australia, and my friend, he's like he goes on these mobile sites, and I think he was downloading the APK for like a particular. He was on the APK mirror. He was downloading something, and he saw Pokemon Go, and he asked me if I knew about this. Like, wait, the Pokemon Go thing. Like, I saw a trailer of that like the year before in September.
Right.
So I was like, oh, let me just download it, and it was actually Pokemon Go, and I was like, holy shit!
Shit.
And I caught my first Pokemon, and I went live on YouTube, and the people are like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, like, so then I was like, "Oh, you need to actually go outside." I didn't get it. Like, it's really stupid. Sounds really stupid right now, but the concept of going outside, like, and play a game like that was not known at all, unless you played Ingress. So I did my second stream going outdoors, and I still remember, like, usually on a stream I'd get like 200 viewers live, but it spiked up to like 2,000.
Wow.
Yeah, like from out of nowhere. Um, so that's when people were like looking, and it was trending on Twitter, and that's what people found the stream, and I was like, man, this is amazing. So that's kind of how it like got started for me.
And was that like a massive transition, not just from a paradigm shift of like, oh shit, I'm not sitting behind my desk anymore, but from like an equipment standpoint? Was that like a complete shift? Like, was that like that? Because no one was, there was plenty of vloggers. Like, I love Casey Neistat. Like, I watched all that shit, and it was like,
Hmm.
oh, this is groundbreaking. He's outside. He's just telling us about his life. And then you started to see this combination of gameplay and lifestyle and like the culture between it all. I was like, this is brand new. Like, this is amazing. Like, what was that like, being part of that, that kind of influx of brand new types of game content? Because there was really nothing like that before. And it really set the
Yeah.
tone for the future.
So I didn't initially do that. like vlogs and stuff. Like it wasn't like that. It was like recap videos. It was like commentating over gameplay of what
Okay.
stuff that happened. So very much in the same vein as how I would do a Clash of Clans or a Clash Royale video. It would be in the same vein, like the same spirit. I would get gameplay recording and I'd like talk over it, do a voiceover. But then at a certain moment in time, I think I saw Nick do Pogo vlogs. I was like, man, I wanna do that. That looks like so much fun. So I bought my G7X Mark II and I started vlogging. And that I was like, there was a whole new thing to
Yeah.
discover. There was so much fun to set up shots and talk to the camera, and it was very awkward at first. Like it was really
Of course.
weird.
Well, a lot of, it's like, and it's almost, I have a 12-year-old son, and like to him, seeing someone like, with their arm extended with a camera pointed at them walking down the street is like no big deal. Like he gets it. It's just part of his life. Like he's, my son's got fucking almost 10,000 subs on YouTube himself. Like he mocks me because he's got a
Damn.
bigger YouTube following than me. And it's like, and it's the funniest shit, but it's like, it's so commonplace now to understand that people are creating content out and about. Of course, COVID fucked everything up, but like when you see people outside filming, whether they're, walking and filming and talking, or even like, dancing, whatever it may be, it's kind of become so common. And, this has all happened in the past few years. And I think Pokemon Go really had a strong influence on that, especially with the blend of gaming and lifestyle content. And, Pokemon Go proper, they should be proud of that. And the content creators you mentioned, Nick, that was like, that changed everything with the way I was consuming content. Cause I used to
Yeah.
watch plenty of stream, like Justin TV back in the day, like pre
Oh,
Twitch.
that's
Like,
OG. Yeah.
I was watching tons of shit on that, and it all started to come together, and it was like, okay, now I'm watching content on YouTube, and it feels like a live stream, but it's not. It's produced content, but it's outside, and it's exploration, and it's all centered around this game.
Yeah, it was a really a breath of fresh air. And you mentioned Casey Neistat earlier. Like, I think it's fair to say that for pretty much all the vloggers out there, Casey was like the learning how to vlog and getting like things from him that you could implement into your own video. So it
Yeah.
definitely came from Casey, I feel.
Yeah, he was the godfather for sure. It was like it just he had this innate ability to make mundane conversation exciting because it was so organic. It's so real,
Well, you
unfiltered.
know what they say, right? Everybody thinks their own life is really boring, but everybody else's is very fascinating.
Fucking reversal words of wisdom right there.
Yeah, when you think about it, it's like, wow, that's actually kind of true. Because I'm curious what you're up to, but you're like, oh, I've done this. I took a fart, whatever.
Right, right.
It's like, oh, what did the fart smell like?
Yeah.
No, that I'm curious, but like, you get my point, right? Like,
Oh shit. No, but that's funny.
yeah, it's because you're so used to yourself and whatever happens in your own life that you're so used to it, you're like, that's not interesting. But Gabe's like, ah, fuck it, let's just put it up on YouTube. And people are like, oh man, that's really interesting because
Yeah, it's
I
so
don't have
cool.
that lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah, and the fact that like that with being able to see New York City was really exciting for a lot of people too, because they were just so used to not seeing New York City in that light. They
Oh, I
were
miss his
used to.
vlogs.
Yeah, man, it was
It,
so
it
good.
was my, it was my, it was how I started my day, to be honest. Like, and then he stopped,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah. You mentioned Nick, and I think collaboration is definitely something that's worth talking about, especially within the Pokemon space, because Pokemon creators and Pokemon at large, the vibe that's behind it is about friendship and love and, honesty and
Magic.
integrity and magic, all that shit. It's like the SpongeBob with the rainbow. It's like it's all about that. So the collaboration is key when it comes to not only building a brand but developing an audience and growing an audience. How did that connection work, being from the Netherlands, to connect with American creators like Nick and Mystic Seven and Pokemon Master Holly? Like, how did that all
Well,
come
I'm gonna
about?
throw
Because
Americans on the bus right now because you bunch are way too lazy to come to the Netherlands, so I have to come to you guys. That's how it is, man. Like I have to no, but in real, like I met Nick in Japan for the first ever Pokemon Go event, which was with Benton One. Some people might
yes,
remember him still. It was in Japan. It was a Lapras event. And that's not when lepers were shiny. Those were when lepers were extremely rare, and everybody freaked out over lepers. Like that
Yeah.
was way back in the day, 2016 in November. Amazing time. We caught 15 lepers in one day, and we were over the moon about that.
That's awesome.
And then, yeah, that's how I met Nick and Bentham. I've met Bentham on a couple of Supercell trips, in fact. But yeah, that's where I met Nick for the first time. Brandon, I met at E3 the year after, prior to GoFest. And then Holly, I met after that because she couldn't go to GoFest. And I think like Gilly was with Mystic, and Zoe I met in 2018 Chicago
So
GoFest.
it's just so cool because, as a consumer of all of your content, seeing like those worlds collide on film was the coolest thing. And obviously, I'm fortunate enough to work in the space now and be able to hang out and work with all y'all. So it's super exciting. But as a consumer, it was so cool to see, like, oh, I'm so used to watching Nick's videos independent of reversal video, and then seeing you on the same screen was just like the coolest fucking thing. And it was like
Yeah.
all these different like styles of cinematography and gameplay coverage and perspective on the game all coming together, and that was awesome. And I remember like Nick was very vocal, like saying like, hey man, we have these huge audiences, but like where the fuck is Niantic in this whole thing? Like
Oh
where's Niantic at?
gosh,
And then like it was like radio silence between
dude.
Niantic and the creators. What was it like that first time that like someone
Oh,
reached
I'm
out?
gonna
Because
tell you
I
a
know,
story about that, Cam.
I know the story. Like, you have to share this because I fucking love it.
So here's a fun part, audience. Here's what happened. Right, I was on Twitter and I accidentally clicked on someone that followed me. Like pure accident. I'm not even kidding when I say this. It was a complete accident. And then when I clicked on the name, I saw it was Asim from Niantic that followed me, and I was like, "Wait, this guy works at Niantic. Nick, what's this? This guy works at Niantic. He follows us." And this was, mind you, at the moment in time where Niantic, there was no communication between the YouTubers or anything. Niantic was like this sacred. They made the game, and there was nothing coming from them whatsoever. You can ask anybody to play 2016. There was like nothing coming from Niantic, right? So this one time, this was after I think it was after E3. Niantic actually reached out to me, Nick, Mystic Seven, Bentham, Straight Up Nice, and they wanted to fly us over for GoFest. And everybody asked the same question. Is this fake? But the reason why I figured out it was real is because it was the same guy that followed me on Twitter
That's so
that
funny.
sent me that mail. So that's how I knew it was real, because like that there is no way that pure coincidence that you would be getting trolled. I was like, no, that's him. That's the guy. Respond to him, because we wanted to just ignore the mail, Like imagine if we all collectively just ignored Niantic's mail, because that was like the state of YouTube and Niantic at the time.
I think when I was talking to Mystic Seven, he said that he deleted the message, and then
Yes. Yes, he wasn't the only one who deleted that very message.
it's so funny, and it's fucking light years away from the level of
You know,
interaction that Niantic has now with the
yeah.
community. So it's
And
so
that's
cool.
that's the sad part, because at the same time as well, and I love the people that work at Niantic. I don't agree with everything that's going on, and I'll be completely honest with it. I don't agree with some of the decisions, and I'm always vocal about that. But I do love the people that I got to meet at Niantic. They're genuinely good people who have the heart at the right place. But there's just so many cogs in the wheel called Pokemon Go that there's just so many moving things. So like at first it was like, oh, we want you guys to work together with Niantic. And now when we say stuff that Niantic tells us, like, this is what's happening, they're like, oh, you're such a shill.
I,
You're a
oh,
sellout. And
dude.
we always lose, man. There's nothing we can do about it.
I hear that shit all the time because I'm like captain terms of service over here, waving the fucking flag, and like
Dude.
people are busting my balls constantly. They're like, "Oh, you're only saying that because you're getting fucking paid by Niantic, or they're
No,
that
we
you're in bed with
don't.
that." It's like, come on.
We don't get paid by Niantic. That's honestly because of the shit that I've been getting from the community. I feel that, well, at least I'm not gonna speak on behalf of my colleagues or my friends, but I feel I've distanced myself on making statements based on like what Niantic has been, because I don't want to get the backlash of the community. People telling me that I'm a sellout whenever I'm tweeting something that is like literally my opinion, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and I've always liked that about you is that you would speak your mind, and you're not shitting on anyone's cereal. It's not like you're saying like these people are morons and they don't know what they're doing. It's just you're saying, hey, I don't agree with this. This is why. This is what I would.
Sometimes. Sometimes I'm thinking an intern might be pressing some type of button up there that I'm like, man, this decision is very questionable, Cam.
We call that Niantic cat. We say they have a cat in the office that just like walks around and accidentally hits delete, on the
Dude, do
keyboard.
you know that
It's like-
Clefairy meme?
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm
no
doing.
idea what I'm doing. I always think about that whenever this shit hits the fan.
Oh, it's so funny. And it, the hard part too, and I love mixing it up in the community. Like I love, getting the best and the worst out of the community and having that clash of personalities and topics. So I thrive on that shit. But for sure, the difficult part is realizing like the voice on social media is not necessarily indicative of the entire player base. And it's hard to remember that sometimes because
Yeah.
the voices that are on social are so fucking loud. And you're like, oh man, this must be how everyone feels. And like in reality, it's not really. It's a
No,
very
it's
small minority, but a
it's
very vocal
the
minority.
if anybody ever goes on Twitter, like if you're listening to this podcast right now, I just want to give you like some perspective. The people that are vocal on Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, your local group, literally represents 0.00001% of the entire player base. And that's also, for example, the reason why Charmander Community Day got picked or over other things. Like so. Just because a lot of people are vocal, you tend to shape your perspective based on what you're hearing, because you're like, oh yeah, that person has a point, but not necessarily everybody has to agree with that, because there's literally millions of people playing this game.
Right, right. Yeah, sometimes it's easy to lose sight of that because you get kind of tunnel vision when you're on social. But
Oh yeah.
then you go to like a Go Fest and you're like, oh shit, this is way bigger than Twitter.
Yeah, it
There's
really
way more
is.
people.
GoFest, and I recommend anybody to go to
Oh,
GoFest
dude.
if you ever get the chance. It's like,
God,
it's such a good experience.
I
And I'm
miss
not
I
talking
miss
about the
live
virtual
events.
GoFest. I'm talking about the physical one.
Yeah, I miss it so much, man. I miss that shit so much. That was such a good time, such good stuff. But I do, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about other portions of the Pokemon franchise when it comes to your content. And I think you were probably one of the first to really embrace Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee, when that game came out.
Oh,
What was it
dude.
like? Was that kind of a turning point in your career as a creator? Because it seemed that you really ran with that game much earlier than most.
Uh, Goodness. Let's Go is kind of like I don't know. It's Let's Go
Seems
is a
like so
weird
long
one.
ago, right?
Let's Go is like it's like when you get a hangover, you just literally don't know what happened. I literally never have it, but that's what the feeling that I have with Let's Go. Like I played it on YouTube, and then I think I went to Twitch, and then I think we did a couple of like shiny rays and stuff. Dude, I literally, I think we all wanted to do Let's Go. At Like when Let's Go came out, I think we all wanted to do Let's Go because of the connectivity between Pokemon Go, right, and the Meltdown box.
Right,
Or
right.
was that it? I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. That was when you got to Fuchsia City. That was like,
Yeah, so I don't think it's fair to give me credit that I'm the first. I think we all like collectively really wanted to play Go, but I think I started on Twitch. I started streaming on Twitch a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think that's maybe what stood out a little bit.
Yeah. Now, was that move to Twitch kind of a natural progression? Because once the COVID thing happened, it seemed that a lot of people moved away, especially in the Pokemon Go content space, from YouTube because they couldn't create the outdoor content that we were used to. So they would transition to more of a live stream thing, and forget remote raiding. That changed everything.
Are
But
you referring to times now or like back when Let's Go got released?
maybe at the end, as Let's Go was kind of tapering out, and the release of Sword and Shield, once that kind of started, I mean, it seemed
Oh,
like,
that's entirely different.
yeah,
Yeah.
the transition to Twitch was kind of in full swing. But like that transition for you, like you said, like you definitely were an early adopter
No,
of
no, I was the
moving.
first. I was the
Yeah.
first of the entire Ghost Squad who went to Twitch. And that's because I had a audience already there. Like, I got 15,000 followers on Twitch, and I knew there were some people still there and didn't really enjoy the streams that I did way back in the day on Twitch. And on Twitch, the cool thing about Twitch is because on YouTube, you are so tied to being a someone or something that you build up from the ground. You're kind of like limiting yourself in ways that you don't have that limitation when it comes down to streaming, because it's like hours and hours of content. So I was like, yeah, with Let's Go, that was kind of cool. I want to do that again. So what I did was I did my playthrough on YouTube, and every single stream I informed people like, look, if you want to see me shiny hunt, you got to follow me on Twitch, because that's where I'm going to shiny hunt and that's where I'm going to do it. Um, so I did my playthrough, I got my shiny charm, and then boom, I was gone. I moved to Twitch from that part on forward. And that was like in November of last year, like 2 weeks after the game got released ish. And I started shiny hunting there. And then I had to beg Nick and Holly and Zoe and no, not Zoe, not Zoe. And everybody. I was like, you guys gotta come to Twitch. It's so much better. Like, and then eventually they did.
And do you think that, because and again, I didn't have a stake in YouTube, but I know at the time there was definitely a lot of talk about decisions that YouTube was making logistically in operations, about how they were handling their creators and how they were handling ad revenue, and all these different kind of back end things that may not,
Yeah.
yeah, like, so it was
That's
like, man, people were like, I'm fucking just done with YouTube. I need something new. I need something fresh. And
and you know
Twitch
what?
kind of like welcomed everyone with open arms, like, come on over, come on over. We
Yeah,
do
but you know
shit
what the
different here.
Yeah, but you know what the problem was with that entire thing, Ken? Is because people didn't actually understand what it was, and they kind of sort of heard something, bits and pieces. And if they actually read into the entire thing, it would have barely been any relevant for them whatsoever. Because it was about getting an X amount of subscribers and watch time on your videos before you could actually stream on YouTube, which, I mean, if you're serious about YouTube or if you're serious about content creation, like, you're just gonna hit that. Like,
Right,
I
right,
if you are serious about streaming or creating content, you research that shit. You learn how to build good content. You don't go live and then have expectations. But that's the the trap that a lot of people fall for. They just go live and then they kind of hope, like, they kind of believe in the definition of madness, where they constantly keep doing the same thing and then hope suddenly something changed. That
right.
doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, that kind of like, I think, inspired the change of people moving to Twitch, or give it a shot at least.
Yeah, and I've heard that from a bunch of creators that, once they were on Twitch, they felt this freedom, that they had this kind of, this lateral freedom to explore different types of gameplay and explore different games and not be tied to a single title or known as the Pokemon Go streamer or the Pokemon Go content creator. Like, it opened the door to allow for further diversification. And I love Sword and Shield. I mean, great fucking game. It's amazing. I love watching content, but I gotta say, man, the path that you've chosen with where you're at with with
Oh god.
fucking Sword and Shield right now is absolutely out of control. And I don't know the real story of why you chose this path, but you're in fucking deep right now. And you gotta explain the shiny Phoebus hunt, please, man. This is insane.
Okay. So I made a stupid decision. No, it's literally been one of the best decisions of my life. I feel when it comes down to content creation, right? So I talked about earlier that I did my streams on YouTube and I eventually moved to Twitch for my shiny hunting shenanigans, and then I started shiny hunting on Twitch, and it was so much fun. Like I really, legitimately, it was such a breath of fresh air. I really, truly, and immensely enjoyed it. And then someone told me her name is Foxy. If she's watching it, hi Foxy. She uh, told me that on route number 2 she was fishing for a Feebas, and it took her over 400 encounters to find one. And I looked it up. It's like, whoa, there's a 1% chance to find it. And then it's one of those things where I just ask myself, oh, this looks like fun. Do I want to perhaps shiny hunt this 1% chance to encounter Pokemon? And then I looked at the big picture and I was like, if I am going to be doing this and the cast is going to be taking about this long, it could take me over a year easily to get this Feebas, because the odds are one. If it's a 1% encounter rate and the odds of getting a shiny is 1 in 1365, then the odds of getting the shiny Feebas is 1 in 136,500 to 1. So I said yes.
Oh my! And how far are you in? Because I know you're keeping track.
Yeah, so I am currently over odds. I've done 250 live streams. I started almost 16 months ago on the 29th of November 2019. And the encounter that I'm currently at is 145,800.
Oh my god, dude!
I have found 86 shiny Magikarp, and I found 48 shiny Chewtle, which are the other Pokemon that are spawning at that lake.
Oh my
Magikarp
god!
spawns at a 60% spawn rate, and Chewtle spawns at a 39% spawn rate, and Phoebus at the 1%.
Wow, wow. What like have you even thought about like what you're gonna do with yourself once you fucking get this shiny? Like, are you gonna like, I don't know, man. That's like I feel like that's like the moment like the rock star like smashes their guitar on stage. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, so you know what the interesting part about this is, Ken, it's that this hunt is no longer about me. I started off for fun. I was like, oh, let's just see how long I can do this. And then at some point people just keep coming back. And to give it some perspective, when I started off the Phoebus fishing hunt, I had 120 people about average watching me stream. And now it's gone up to 600 to 800 every stream. When I
That's
go live,
wild.
I have like 600 people watching me cast that fucking fishing rod to hopefully see it turn purple. You understand how stupid that is? It's
Well,
stupid.
you know, it's definitely interesting that you said like, hey, this isn't about me anymore. This isn't about the Phoebus. Like, and I think because of the nature of the beast and the repetitive nature of what you're doing and the redundancy of the actions, it's almost like you're putting on a clinic on how to engage an audience with personality. And I think that that's what's very alluring about your content is what you're doing is in itself pretty fucking boring. You know what I mean? You're just sitting at the same fishing hole, casting, but being able to engage the audience in a way that's compelling and allow for not only, acquisition of new followers and new viewers, but the retention of those followers, I think is exceptionally telling to your ability to attract and retain an audience. So that's like the secret sauce when it comes to streaming. That's like the magic of
Dude, you
what
can
you
make
need to do.
anything fun. In content creation,
I love it. Yeah.
in content creation you can make anything fun. You can make watching paint dry fun.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
build a
Well,
show
don't
around
give
it,
anyone any ideas, man. The next thing you know, we'll
I'm
be
sure
watching
it's
fucking
yeah, but
water boil stream. Hell yeah, let's go.
No, but you can. It really depends on how fun you make it. If you're gonna, here's some perspective, right? Like if you're gonna constantly whine and complain about stuff not happening, um, then obviously it's gonna bring the mood down, and you go into a negative spiral. Instead, when people come to my chat, it's like, oh, when are you giving up? I was like, and I give little snarky comments like, whenever you stop typing in caps lock. I don't know. You just kind of roll with what you have, and chat is the chat. I call it chat, but it's just the audience watching and are engaging. Chat gives me so much fuel to do funny little meme stuff and be snarky and just be witty about. I'm very sassy on stream. I'm an absolute sarcastic bastard. We have the time of our lives on stream, and yeah, the core, basically shiny hunting. As my buddy Majin Phil has said it, shiny hunting is just chatting with a 1 in 1365 chance of man screaming.
Yeah.
That's literally shiny hunting, and I think people are just waiting for that moment. It's
Yeah.
it's it's um it's a fulfilling moment if when you see someone get a shiny and you see chat going berserk and you see all those emotes flying on the screen and people just go like, yeah, let's freaking go. Like
Right, right.
it creates this moment of celebration. And the cool thing about this particular hunt is whenever I cast my fishing rod and I bait and there's a Pokemon that is about to appear, it's a silhouette and that reveals itself. And then every single time there's a Feebas, it does the same thing, and you just like wait in anticipation. Is this the one that's
Yeah.
gonna be purple?
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
it's like finding a mini shiny in a sense. It's like that moment is like, oh, a Feebas. This could be. Oh, it's not it,
Yeah.
but you know,
Right. That in itself is an exciting, it's like it's a cool part of the process. It's like, yeah, like you said, it's a mini shiny. Within itself, it's still a 1% chance. So that's pretty fucking cool.
yeah, exactly. So that's why maybe it's bearable because it you just if I were to be, I couldn't do this by myself. Clearly, if I were to be in front of my TV, I'd be in a mental institute right now. Like that'd be insane. Like I couldn't do that. But it's because of the way that we do it that it's bearable. And it still is fun. Like every single shiny I get, I freak out. I'm so excited when I get it because it's been a while.
Right, right. Sure, sure. So we've talked about Go. We've talked about, we'll call it the main series, but currently Sword and Shield. I think it's exceptionally bizarre what's happened with the TCG, especially with uh, creators transitioning from other areas of the Pokemon franchise into the TCG.
Hmm.
Kind of, I remember seeing shit, years ago, you doing like, Flipper, Rip, that kind of shit, hanging out, doing
Oh
card stuff.
yeah.
But like, where does the TCG fit into your interest right now? And is this something you'll ever kind of look into for digging into with content?
Ooh. I wish I could bring up Jose right now and say I prefer not to speak because if I speak, I'm in big trouble, and I don't want to be in big trouble. um,
No, dude, I got strong feelings about the TCG right now, and it's
yeah,
like,
it's kind of bad. It's not good.
did you watch the Frosted Caribou video?
Yeah, Boost, my friend.
Yeah, just fucking
So
amazing video, dude.
yeah, like
Amazing video.
of course I saw the video. I think I actually got the most liked comment on that video. No, yeah, it's I got mad whenever I saw people going to McDonald's and buying Happy Meals, and I saw parents being disappointed not being able to get a Happy Meal for their kid containing the Pokemon card. It just pisses me the fuck off. Like I cannot stand that kind of thing, and the bad thing is that I do understand it as well, and it's just like I feel like everybody loses, and the only things that are winning are companies, and
Yeah.
that just doesn't sit well with me because that's not Pokemon to me.
Yeah, I have a major issue when the allure of Pokemon is the monetary value. Coming as someone that has been in the TCG space for so long, that believes in what the cards are and enjoys them for the game itself and the artwork and all that stuff. When some I want someone to have that excitement of opening Pokemon cards, but when you open a Pokemon card and your excitement level is determined by what the market value is on that card and nothing else, it sours the entire thing.
Dude, I had $5,000 worth of pre-orders for Shining Fates, and I canceled all of it because I was like, I'm not I'm not gonna join this because
Yeah.
I'm not about to pay $100 or $150 for a retail value $50 Elite Trainer box for Shining Fates. Like, that's ridiculous. And I wanted to open up a Elite Trainer box on stream every single day and maybe keep 10 to myself for later down the road, as a collector kind of thing. But I lost with that. I just like, I don't know. I joined a couple of box breaks of my friends to support them, and I love these guys to death. But after that, it just, I don't know, just something. I got busy with Go again, and I just lost interest entirely.
Yeah, no, that's it's an interesting thing. That's definitely a rabbit hole, a conversation for once the world is back to normal. We could have a drink and kind of sit back with nothing recording.
Yeah, dude, I'm just trying to. I'm
It's a
just
tough
right
thing to
now.
navigate. It's a tough thing to
Yeah,
navigate right now, for
I'm
sure.
trying to like go outside. I'm going outside every day right now to grind Pokemon Go, and I have a lot of fun with that. And it's kind of my coping mechanism with the whole COVID situation.
Nice, nice. That's no, that's important too. And the state of everyone's physical health and mental health, and what the pandemic has done to us from a social perspective. It's nice to have Go as kind of this backbone and catalyst to kind of bring us back to what it can be, as long as we're smart. And it's it's a very deep and complex conversation that we'll save for another time. But yeah, I feel you on that, man. It's definitely important to get outside. So, kind of as we start winding down here, I'm definitely interested in hearing where your future is going to go with the release of games like the Diamond and Pearl remakes and Pokemon Legends Arceus. Like, what are your plans? Like, are you gonna stick, like, even if you catch the shiny Phoebus or not? Do you have any plans to start playing these games and creating content with Diamond and Pearl or Arceus?
Yeah, so first, the Pokemon game that will be released is Snap, right? The
Sure.
new the
Yeah.
new
Yep.
Pokemon
Snap.
Snap. Super excited about this. Snap's my all-time favorite Pokemon game, by the way. So I'm super stoked to jump into that. I'm hoping they'll get shinies in there. Basically, I'm assuming that I'll be getting the shiny Phoebus before those games release. If I don't, then uh then I will continue, obviously, to fish for the shiny Feebas. Like, I cannot just abandon the hunt after doing it for almost
Right.
16 months. Like,
Right.
that'd be ludicrous to just stop it. Like, I've always told my chat to that I'll never give up and I'll never surrender. But it's gonna be a little bit of it's gonna be probably mixing it up. Like, do one day of shiny Feebas fishing and another day of Diamond and Pearl remakes. Obviously, when the game just launched, I will stream it inside out and then put it on hold. This is what I did with the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC, the Owl of Armor and the Crown Tundra. When those got released, I put the Feebas hunt on hold. Same with Animal Crossing when that got released. Like, I find the time to put it on hold. And then the cool thing about that at the same time as well is that it kind of recharges the battery from the maintenance, which is the hunt. Because at the end
Right.
of the
Right.
day, it is the same thing over and over and over. So it's nice to get a breath of fresh air. But then, yeah, I'm planning to continue this Feebas hunt. Never quit.
Nice, nice, hell yeah, man. And obviously, COVID is the fucking worst, and has really, just changed all of our perspectives and all of our lives. But let's look to the future where things are better and travel is okay and being around people is okay. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Like, what's kind of in your crystal ball now of something that you want to do once you're able to?
Dude, take me out of this country, man. I don't care where. I just
Anywhere but here.
legit anywhere that's not like within 100 miles or whatever. Like, I don't want to go to Germany or like Belgium. Like, it's the same thing for me. But for example, I'd like to go. I'd like to go to the States again, see my friends. I want to go to Canada. I want to go to Australia because Fleece King, Cricket, and Zoe are living there. I want to go to like Spain, Italy. There's so many. Everything is better than home, man. And just
I
somewhere,
know
man.
it's like being on a plane. It's like it's just it's been so long for me, and it's like
Yeah.
with the way my brand has kind of grown, it was like 2020 was the year. Adam and I were gonna we were gonna travel. Adam was gonna go to Worlds in London. I was gonna go
Dude,
to
Worlds, yeah.
I know, like all this shit, we had all this stuff planned and like it all kind of fell through. And, we're really just itching right now to get out, not only, as just humans on Earth wanting to explore cultures, but as creators now and being able to mix it up with the community. I mean, we're fortunate enough to have this global community. So it's like, yeah, man, I really want to get out there. I really want to go hang with Zoe. I really want to, see all these people and experience their cultures and everything. I
Yeah,
can't
for
fucking
sure.
wait. I can't fucking wait. What about like collaboration going forward? Any creators out there that you're looking forward to maybe working with one day?
I was supposed to meet Ali a long time ago. He would be cool to like collab with or make a video with. Um, but also just other people that I've met over the last year, like Game Boy Luke, Hoodlum Callum. Those are dope
Yep.
people as well. But I think above all, one of my best friends that I got to meet over this pandemic is Majin Phil. I'd love to like hang out with him face to face and do some funny streams and whatnot. So that would be kind of cool to work with those people. Obviously, like, I'd love to work with bigger creators. That'd be always a good thing
Yeah,
to
yeah.
continue growing the brand. But yeah,
That's really cool, man. It's interesting how content has been able to adapt to the scenarios and situations that we're all facing, and in some cases really thrive. And that's thanks to creativity of people like you and the diversity of platforms like Twitch. I think that it's all these things kind of aligning to create an amazing method of being able to deliver content. And it's we're very very thankful for that. So as a consumer of content, thank you for being for all the entertainment that you've provided for the entire community. It's been amazing to see your path kind of take all these twists and turns and come from Supercell to Go and to the main series games. And I'm just so looking forward to what the future holds and where your content is going to go, man. I've always really really enjoyed your perspective, and I think it's phenomenal that you're still seeing like continued success with Twitch and all that. It's fucking awesome. And dude, I'm gonna go fucking ballistic when you get this shiny Phoebus, dude.
dude,
I'm gonna go.
the
I'm gonna
Phoebus
go
is like
fucking
I
nuts,
feel
dude.
that the Phoebus is just going to be the beginning of it all. Like I have some things planned. Like eventually, the dream is to do variety, just do whatever,
Nice, nice.
because like obviously Pokemon is still going to be a main thing, but for example, if I look at a creator like Ludwig, which I get a lot of inspiration from, I don't know if you're familiar with him, but
Yep.
he's like super duper blowing up right now, and he's making all the right moves, and he's right now kind of doing what I've always envisioned that I wanted to do myself. So it's good to have a case study with someone who is doing it and actually rocking it, because I'd love to get into a spot where I can just do whatever and
Yeah, yeah.
and not be, because right now I'm still reliant on Pokemon. If I start doing something else, I feel I'd be afraid, so to speak, to lose out on viewership, to not be able to pay the bills and stuff like that. Like
And the interesting thing is that because Pokemon is so big and so diverse that the crossover to other forms of content, even if you're watching a variety streamer, the chances are that that audience has an install base within Pokemon.
that is
So it's
true
like
as well.
it's like it's a nice launch pad because Pokemon is just so incredibly intertwined into so many different cultures and countries and other types of content that it's like, yeah, probably a good chance that you're going to be able to see some organic crossover between those audiences. So that I love that, man. I think that's
I mean, you
awesome.
had the Gucci collab with
Yeah,
Pokemon.
dude, for real. Like it's like it's like who the fuck would have thought that that would have been a thing? But here we are, and it's like wow, that's a nice fucking $1,500 bag that I will never even like fucking look at. But it's
It's
like,
ugly,
but
dude. It's ugly. is so ugly.
It's so funny. It's like you're looking at the models and the photography is like so amazing, and you have these models wearing these fucking
It's like,
ridiculous
hell no, you
outfits.
gotta pay me that amount to wear that.
Oh shit, that's so good. But Geo, dude, thank you so much for coming on the
I
show,
like
man. This
that.
was
Geo, dude.
Yeah, Geodude. Oh shit. I gotta put your face on the fucking Geodude now. But no, I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. This was awesome. And it's funny, but the show has become a way for me to reconnect with friends that I haven't seen, in person in years. So it was really good to catch up with you. And dude, best of luck. So why don't you just let our community, of course, links to everything that where you could be found will be in the description, but let our community know where they can find you and what to expect.
So yeah, name's Reversal on all socials pretty much. It is on Twitch where I stream mostly the Phoebus Hunt. If it piqued your interest and you're like, yo, want to see what this Phoebus Hunt is all about, it's twitch.tv/Reversal. Make sure you drop it a follow. And I have a Pokemon GO Twitter account if you're interested in following like hardcore grind achievements, all that sort of stuff. It is Reversal X Pogo. For my main Twitter, it is Reversal X7. And on YouTube, you can just type in Reversal and you will find me there.
Awesome. Well, dude, thank you so much again. For everyone else, this has been an episode of the Lured Up Podcast Creator Series. Please check out luredup.com for everything we have going on, PokemonProfessor.com for everything that's going on at the network. And make sure you check out Reversal on all his platforms. Sub, follow, like, smash a button, all that fucking dumb shit that everyone always fucking says, hit the bell, like all that shit. Just do it. It's worth it. I always end the show by saying, like, you got to look out for the good ones. Reversal, I truly believe in my heart of hearts, you're one of the good ones. So thank you so much again for doing the show. And yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to real life events so we could just fucking chill, have a drink, have some fucking stroopwafel and just chill out.
Stroopwafel.
Dude, fucking, I miss it, man. When I go
Try it. Stroopwafel. Try to pronounce it correct. Yes.
Stroopwafel.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yes.
Yeah, baby. I remember the Sylph party at fucking Go Fest in 2019. You pulled that shit out of your back pocket. You're like, yo, I got the goods, bro. I was like, yo.
Dude, I felt like a dealer.
So good. That shit was so good, but thank you so much once again. Dude, I appreciate your time. Thanks again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, everyone. Keep training, trainers. We'll see you next week.